Joan Marlow, I'm so excited to have you here today for this interview for the Wisdom of the Silver Sisters. What's the name of your chapter?
The name of my chapter is Life Lessons 101.
Love that. I think we all have a lot of life lessons that have taught us so many things to bring us where we are today.
You better believe it. You better believe it. Yeah.
Yeah. So what inspired you to write this chapter?
Well, I think, the funniest part of it is that I've had a long held dream to write a book. And I've been told by, including Sharon Jordan, that I had a book inside of me and someday it was going to be coming out. And I think the invitation to contribute to this book, I call it my I Can Do This inspiration to write the chapter. So this is sort of like the first step to be gently and lovingly nudged out of the nest to fly on my own. So that was my inspiration.
So, it's kind of a way to get your feet wet. If there's a bigger book behind this gets your feet wet to give you a feel for what that process is all about.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
a minor step.
everything is a process. And that's been part of my life forever. But it's good to see all the mechanics and the workings behind it. And so I'm anxious to see more of what's going to happen.
You will.
No kidding. Stay tuned.
So what do you hope somebody reading your chapter will gain from it?
Well, first of all, my Life Lessons 101, I consider it like a foundational primer that you might be able to use in looking at I've got 5 simple principles, or what I call life lessons in there that, and I also provide examples of the who, when, where, why, what, that someone might be able to apply to their life to make them work and make it be applicable. And I'm hoping that what will happen will be that they will look at it as, I wish I had learned this when I was in kindergarten. Boy, oh boy, would I have been more open to more opportunities. Boy, oh boy, might I have avoided some of the heartache and the crazies. Other things would have happened, but the things that I got to experience, they would have been different or whatever. So it's something that I am hoping that people will bring into their lives and actually have them become habits for them.
That's beautiful. And this book, as I put it together chapter by chapter, it is so fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
From every different walk of life, most of us didn't know each other. We might have known some of the people,
Mm-hmm.
but we're bringing together a sisterhood, which is so beautiful. And what we gain from each other is just phenomenal.
Well, and it was so much fun because as I looked at the, 44 other women that are on this project, there are so many of them that I've known in my years that I've lived in Arizona. And I so respect them and I honor them. And the fact that I am standing with them now in this sisterhood is really quite endearing as well.
Oh, beautiful. What did you gain from writing your chapter?
A lot of reflection, a lot of reflecting on the fact as I live life, I'm surrounded by lessons every single day in every single way. And that comes with every single experience that I have, from something large to something small, and how important it is to simply stop. And I truly mean to stop and have that mindful pause to observe what's going on in you, where you're feeling it in your body, and just reflecting upon what that moment is in time, whether it be something you ate or someone you're having a conversation with or some topic that you're involved in, and just noticing how it's impacting you. And then to determine whether or not this event or this happening is for my greatest and highest good or not. And then make a determination of what I might need to change, or to say, I need to find a way to welcome more of this into my life.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. What is the magic you bring to the world? What is it? How do you show up in the world?
I show up in the world as a lifelong learner and a forever teacher. My why is finding a better way and then sharing it. My desire in life is to help support people and enhance folks to be able to live their best life. That's I think what my gift, my purpose, my passion is in the world. And this avenue of Life Lessons 101 is one of those ways. Every single class I teach, I always touch upon Life Lessons 101. When I meet new people and with clients and whatever, I just find these things rolling off my tongue to say, here I've got a lesson for you. And now what's really fun is, because this project has added the word wisdom into my vocabulary, I'm now looking at a way that I'm imparting wisdom. And that was very exciting. And, from a lifelong of, living life, and how my little elements of things that I've learned might be able to help support somebody else on their journey.
Beautiful. I find that so fascinating because our world has changed a lot in the last couple of years, especially since COVID. There's been a lot of, I think, people waking up that there's something more that we're here for, and really going inward to really, who am I? How am I serving in the world? But I think most of us, we truly want to make a difference in the world in whatever way that is that we do. And we stand up and lead. And I think this book, I have seen a tremendous amount of leadership from women, and The Wisdom of the Silver Sisters is the perfect title for this.
I agree. And I personally love those types of books. I've got those types of books on my coffee table right now.
Yes, so
and the minute I learned about this book, I imagined this sitting on my coffee table as well, as far as just, all of these nuggets of information and things that people can get on the run. And you take a little bit of time, you read a chapter a day, and then figure out how to apply it. That's what I'm excited about for this book.
I think in reading the chapters as I've been actually, I think I'm all the way to the ends now, as far as because we're doing them in alphabetical order, just for me to keep track of who's doing what. But every bit of it is such nuggets of incredible wisdom. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like a meditation within itself, mm-hmm. To really a time to ponder and reflect and to really gain as much as we can gain. Mm-hmm. A new perspective, a new way of looking at stuff, because we all have a lot of things coming towards us, and being able to share as a sisterhood is pretty amazing. Mm-hmm.
I couldn't agree with you more. And I think also, as we talk about introspection, we look at last year in the pandemic, one of the words that they've used to describe or events that were happening in it were that it was we were in forced introspection.
Yes.
And that whether we wanted to or not, we were given lots of moments.
Yes. And what's fascinating to me is there when it first started, the world got quiet. Mm-hmm. And I think even our earth said, oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. Because people were not out on the roads. They weren't going into restaurants. They weren't doing anything. The schools were closed, everything. And it was like when you, if you got in your car and traveled to go visit somebody, like a family member or whatever, like, where is everybody? And I think our earth had a chance to say, oh, thank you for the break. Let alone the rest of us, but the earth is a living, breathing organism.
It is. Well, the canals in Venice are now cleaner. The air in Japan and China is cleaner. LA is cleaner. So there's scientific evidence, and so we were all of us were given the opportunity to stop, take a mindful long pause, and to reflect.
Right.
That's, and a lot of decisions and things came up, and how you dealt with them. And at least that's what I'm finding as we reemerge, what we're finding. So again, the timeliness of this book couldn't be better.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you. Do you have any other nuggets of wisdom you want to share?
Yes. There's two of them. The one is embracing the fact that the only thing you can control is you. You can't control another person. You can't control things. And we learned that last year as well. But this has been part of my Life Lessons 101 for the years that I have been sharing these 5 lessons. The only thing you control is you. And with every single situation you're in, you reflect upon how you got there. And even if you don't like what the end result is, not to blame somebody else, but to sit back, take a look, and determine where the decision was, where your choice was for you to engage in whatever or it could have been non-engagement. Whenever you said yes or joined in, somewhere there was a process, somewhere there was a choice. You made that choice. And again, your control is also how you react or respond to things. The attitude about whether you look at a day as a good day or a bad day, that's a choice. Your
It's a
attitude
choice.
is a choice.
Yeah, in fact, I had to remind myself, I found myself to last couple of days getting really stressed out. And I woke up this morning and I said, Becky, you have a choice. You can choose to be happy or you can choose to be miserable. So make up your mind. And sometimes we do have to stop and remind ourselves.
And stopping the chatter in our brain. When your brain is hijacked, you have that opportunity to bring it back. You can control your brain, and that's so vitally important. And those are the nuggets that I so believe in, the power that we have within us. And the other nugget is, where your mind goes, your body follows. So always make it be positive. That's lesson number 3. So each one of those lessons, I think they're very, very applicable on our day-to-day journey.
Awesome. What a beautiful interview with you. Thank you for taking the time and for all that you're sharing, all that you're bringing to the world.
Well, thank you for providing me the vehicle and a new journey and a new process. And I'm excited about embracing the whole process. Thank you.
Awesome. Very good. And I'll be seeing you. We will be talking more as we get close to getting this book ready for publishing. So I look forward to getting to know you better.
I look forward to that as well. And Becky, thank you so much. Thank you for your dedication to this project. And again, this calm demeanor that you bring to the project, which is important. Again, we look at you as the leader, and we will do as you share.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.